What's up, guys? Mr. Schaefer here. Today we're going to do another read aloud here to go along with our Number the Stars unit that we've been working on. We read our Survivors of the Holocaust graphic novel, and now I got a couple more for you. So today I'm actually going to read you one called The Harmonica. Okay, and I'm hoping or guessing you recognize the pinstripes or the stripes. You recognize the barbed wire, sunken in faces back here, but you can make a guess of where they're at. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is inspired by a true story. All right, so I'll read that at the end of it, but I'm gonna go through here and read it to you. Okay, it's by Tony Johnston. So here we go. I cannot remember my father's face or my mother's, but I remember their love, warm and enfolding as a song. Singing was like breathing to us. For a time, the only music in our house was our own voices, my father's, my mother's, and mine. So off key, we could crack crockery. Then the melodies of Schubert soared into our home, freed from the neighbor's gramophone. We sang and we listened to the gramophone's sweet notes, and we live our lives. I had dreams of music. So gramophone's like an old record player, music player. A piano was my heart's desire, a piano for playing Schubert. But like the composer, we were poor as pigeons. Even so, one evening, dusted with coal from the mine where he worked, my father came home and slipped a silvery gift into my hand, a harmonica. On it were his charry fingerprints. My lips loved the harmonica, cool as water. At first my breath panted in and out as it niched sides like a bellow. I was so eager. Gently, said my father, a smile in his voice, or you'll simply blast it apart. I wheezed and blew until somewhere in the heart of the harmonica my mouth found Schubert. Then my mother and father danced together, waltzed over our bare floor. Somewhere outside a war was raging, but it was far away, a bad dream, leaving us untouched. I played the harmonica while my parents danced. In our dream, we believed the world would be good. Until, there, in the heart of Poland, Nazi soldiers found us. We were Jews, enough for them to take my mother and father from me. Like a length of kindling, in one stroke, they split our family. They are putting them on trains, separating them out. I was sent to a concentration camp, swallowed, dreams and all, down the dark Nazi throat. Barefoot, I labored alongside others, all of us dull-eyed bags of bones, digging a road through snow. With each shovelful of frozen earth, I thought of my mother and father. Were they still alive? I wondered. They got their uniforms on, they're out there digging, marching. Using them as labor too, right? Barefoot in the snow, shoveling. Often, to keep from losing hope, I touched the harmonica, cold inside my pocket. Sometimes I played it to keep me from losing hope. I wept when I thought of my father and mother. I awoke, jolted from sleep, and I knew my parents were dead. And then I played Schubert. Played and played until my heart reeled. You can see them there in the bunkers or in the bunks of the wood where they all just cram in and sleep. The commandant of the camp loved Schubert. So Schubert, they keep saying Schubert. That's a classical music person, okay? By some terrible miracle, he heard of me and sniffed me out. One night, he spat. Play, Jew. I stood before him, my hands numb with winter. What if I fumbled? What if I ran out of breath? What if the notes rushed from my head? Inside I trembled like a hare crouched in the bush. I had no doubt if I faltered, I would be dead. I remembered what my father had told me of Schubert, how he had lived in a bare room with no fire. Though his fingers ached with cold, he wrote his music. Though he ached, he could not stop creating beauty. Though I ached each night, skin and bone boy played for the commandment. He listened, enthralled. Each night when I was done, he tossed me bread. He worked us, beat us for no reason without mercy. Yet he recognized beauty. I could not imagine how that could be. I felt sick, black inside, playing music for the commandant, who wore ugliness and death upon his shoulders like epaulets. I felt sick, getting bread while others starved to death. I despised myself for every note, every harmonica breath, until one day a whisper grazed my ear. Bless you. For what? I asked in the dark. Schubert. I slipped that into my pocket. Each night, like very stars, my notes had reached other prisoners. Play, Jew. The commandment spat night after night. Night after night I touched the harmonica to my lips. I thought of my father who had given it to me, of my mother who once had danced, and of prisoners without hope, who might hear the notes and be lifted like flights of birds. I played for them with all my heart. It says here the harmonica was inspired by a true story. Heinrich Rosemann grew up in Poland. In 1939, the Germans invaded his homeland. He was taken to a concentration camp where, with the help of the harmonica that his father had taught him to play, he survived the hardship and sorrow of that prison. After war, he came to the United States and changed his name to Henry. Again, with the aid of the harmonica, he shared his wartime experiences with others, especially teenagers, in hope that they might bring about a better future. Although he died in 2001, his ongoing story of power of music and strength of all the human heart. Pretty cool. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.